I said, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
Oh, it is time for Happy Hour, the Man Cave Happy Hour. Whiskey, cigars, spirits, the stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
Hi, I'm Matt Fox.
And I'm still August Kitchlag.
Still. When are you gonna change that up?
No, I'm just gonna roll with it.
All right, fair enough.
I'm,
Hang on to it.
hanging on to it.
It'll be historical one day. We're having fun though. We're talking about history, right? We wanted to dive into some cool Detroit history. People listen wherever, but we're here. We record in the Motor City or thereabouts, depending on who you talk to. We record in Detroit area, and but I'm a big fan. I grew up in the city.
Right.
I love the city. I love history. I do that other sporty podcast all about Detroit history, sports stuff.
1935.
That's it. Detroit City of Champions. Check it out. But so yeah, we wanted to delve into some Detroit history with Vernor's soda pop.
Yeah, what I'm looking at right now,
you already
Jamie,
violated the rules by calling it soda.
I know.
what I'm looking at
Ginger
here,
ale.
it's like a little bit of history. Just go back 2 years. This is like pandemic drinking right here.
Oh,
Like
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
was zooming and they were doing their own thing, whatever got them through. And what I'm looking at is pretty much what I was drinking throughout the pandemic.
I
while
went through
zooming.
I went through a lot of wild turkey, buddy.
yeah.
Oh boy, gobble gobble.
I did a lot of makers during the pandemic, but we're gonna wild turkey it up tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't have to wild turkey it. There is some Buffalo Trace in there if you're snobby.
Yeah.
Snobby.
Yeah, if you're too good, you're too good for the gobble
I'm
gobble.
never too good for the gobble gobble. I do like a good wild
but
turkey.
this is the 101, and that's that's only coming in at 40.
80,
Yeah.
That's your
40.
standard octane in there. This is oh boy.
But yeah, so all right, so it's Vernor's. We're going to talk a little bit about the history of Vernor's ginger ale, and then we're going to make a cocktail. So, but there's a cocktail's a little bit involved. So Matt's going to start mixing thing up.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
While I kind of, I guess you and I are going to dive into a little bit of the history as Matt whips up a little batch.
I got it. I got the jigger.
I've been calling it the Man Cave Happy Hour. Double barrel Motor City Mule.
Okay.
It's a lot of words.
Yeah.
Come on, we gotta find something a little easier on the
So
palate.
I think this is a less of a pour than you poured
Yeah,
yourself.
I know.
Oh, you're pouring your own.
This is the way I drink. This is a cocktail that I enjoy
All right.
at home all the time. And this
All
is
right.
the way I'm doing it.
This is
All
how
right.
I do it.
All right, so
Can I have a lemon or a lime?
Here's a lime.
Thank you.
there's a cutting board and a knife too.
Yeah.
We brought sharp objects into the studio
that's
today.
Yeah, you put it in front of me, and that's a problem.
Well,
But,
better this week than last week.
Hold on.
Double Motor City double barrel cocktail. That's what we're after today. Augie, you said there's like some other cool names, but let's get a little bit of the history under our belts first, because I love the little things that you mentioned. But reputedly, according to the Detroit Historical Societies, Vernor's started out Vernor's ginger ale created by James Vernor in 1866. There's other reports of 1880, but definitely back into the mid to late 1800s.
There are a couple stories. They keep getting repeated, even though they get refuted. That's the right word.
Yeah.
right,
Yes.
teachers.
Refuted. Yep.
Because they're just interesting.
Yeah.
But and it sounds better. But some
So-
interviews and the truth has come out.
So Vernor was a highly respected Detroit pharmacist. He had a reputation for being meticulous with prescriptions. He was an errand boy at a drugstore in 1858 and then promoted to junior clerk, experimented with spices and vanilla for medicinal purposes, added ginger to calm stomach aches. In 1862, he's called up to war, right? Civil War. He's got to take off. He's got to go to the Civil War. So he comes back 4 years later. He served in the 4th Michigan Cavalry, by the way. But he came home
Doing that.
and found his oak barrel.
I haven't the slightest clue.
He's someone take the things away from him.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Never mind. I just got really annoyed by how he was squeezing that lime. I just couldn't help it.
I was trying not to make a mess, August.
Yeah, you made a mess.
Oh, I didn't bring the paper towel, and I knew I walked back in the other room. For
All right, keep
something.
going. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. No, it's all good.
I'll get the
So,
window.
but so 1866, he's back from the war, and he opens up this little barrel that he left, and he found a surprisingly gingery, sweet, zesty beverage with wood notes from the aging process. So when he opened his own pharmacy, he sold the ginger ale to his customers.
Was it like a fountain drink of some sort?
This is the story that I heard wasn't true.
And there's a footnote saying,
okay,
yeah, that
it's
this
just like a great story.
might not be true.
It's too good.
But when he opened his own pharmacy and he had this concoction. So when he's back from the war, he opens his pharmacy and he has this concoction. That part is fact.
Okay.
But it was the only place you could get it. People were starting to pay attention to it. People were digging it. And he started to branch out. He was vigilant about every ingredient that went into it.
Kind of like Orville Redenbacher was about his popcorn.
Yeah. He's a little.
Well, he did shut down his pharmacy to just go right into the ginger ale business.
He kind of did, yeah.
So there we go. So there's his picture of his pharmacy back in the day.
Nice.
People are watching on the Facebook. You can see that. But growing demand, he decided to sell it through other soda fountains at other places.
Franchising.
Yep.
Wow.
But he required the vendors to install the specific equipment special that they could serve it the way he intended it. So the Vernors fountains had ornate plaster, ironwork, and lighting with a V design. Word of mouth spread. Vernors ginger ale sold in Midwestern states now. He opened a factory in Detroit so he could mass produce for locals. The company's success of the factory expanded. The last plant was located Midtown, had a glass front. Passerbys could watch the bottling process.
Wasn't
That
the first
super
one
cool.
where was it either Joe Lewis or where the Huntington Place
Cobo.
or Cobo? That area? Okay,
Yeah.
that's where the first one was.
So has that gone through like 4 different names?
I don't know what it is now. I think it's TCF Center. I lose
I don't
track.
know. Yeah, I don't know. I went through a couple of names. But 1896, Vernor's son, James Vernor II, this might be him here. James Vernor II was made president of the company.
JV Deuce.
He lived till October 1927. He didn't retire until a few hours before he died.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it's going to go for me.
But the company flourished through Prohibition. The apostrophe was dropped from the name, making it simply Vernors. The old sign has an apostrophe in it.
Right.
And they dropped that out. The headquarters and bottling plant was moved because of the proposed building of what would become Cobo Hall and other projects on the riverfront.
It's like a land swap happened or some sort, right? Yeah.
So the business remained family operated till 1966. It was sold to an investment group and it's changed hands several times since then. United Brand shut down the flagship bottling plant in Detroit in 1985, granted bottling rights to Pepsi-Cola. The Midtown bottling plant was demolished as well. In 87, A&W bought the brand, and then Cadbury Schweppes. You got some Schweppes? Is that
like my least favorite ginger ale too? Is Schweppes.
Is that like a Zach Galifianakis?
Yeah, I mean, I'll drink the Seagrams over that one.
It's Cadbury Schweppes, right?
Cadbury Schweppes.
Right.
Yeah. In 2008, Vernor's brand went with it. 2018, Keurig Green Mountain purchased Dr. Pepper Snapple Group.
Wow.
So now Vernor's is part of the Keurig Dr. Pepsi conglomerate.
I was like, there was a big, I was actually watching something on the History Channel last night, and conglomerate was used a lot with these companies buying smaller companies because they were diversifying themselves. They had their mainstay, but they were looking for those smaller companies to really keep the revenue generated. That's funny that you mentioned that tonight.
So do you have anything on the ingredients, Augie?
I do not.
Okay, so I had a little bit here. Was
aside from that barrel that had that he noticed that it had after 4 years it took the wood characteristics into it, which he wasn't expecting.
Okay.
But that was, then again, he did an interview in the 60s, one of the kids, and said, no, that's just the old tale we told to get people to think we're this much different. We had a good recipe, and the story, you create a story around that stuff sometimes. So
Sure.
I ain't mad at him. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Oh yeah, but it's very unique. It's different from any other ginger ale on the market. I would say. It has its own unique
distinct
profile.
Yeah, like the other ones are much lighter. This isn't even really gingery. Like ginger beer is out now. We've all had ginger beer in our cocktails.
Hit your nose hard too.
Sugary, spicier. It's a whole different thing.
Right.
If you get like Jamaican ginger beer, it tends to be hotter. You get the Americanized ones. It tends to be much more diabetes, a lot more sugar burn.
Actually,
This is kind of like just so light and refreshing.
a couple characteristics. It kind of derives its color from caramel,
Right?
and it has that vanilla, that vanilla palate, heavy flavor, if you will, on within Vernors itself. It's been around for so long. It's the same thing every single time, no matter where you are.
So 5 fun facts about Vernors.
Sure.
Vernors has used several slogans since its public debut. Early 1900s, it used Detroit's Drink. Changed the slogan in 1921 to Deliciously Different.
Well, it is.
Deliciously different.
Deliciously different.
In the mid 1980s, they went with "It's what we drink around here."
That's a Michigan thing, isn't it?
It's what we drink around
it
here.
wasn't quite that. I remember Vernors. It's what we drink around here.
And it's get off my lawn. Oh,
Yeah.
it's just about you.
It's all about inflection.
It's so much nicer the way you said it.
That's what we drink around here.
The company changed because it said, and that artwork's still up there blocking us out. Mellowed 4 years in wood. So it used to say aged 4 years in woods, and they changed to flavor aged in oak barrels.
Oaken cask.
And then in 96, the label changed again, said barrel aged, bold taste. It also at one point the label read barrel aged 3 years, bold taste, and then now it finally is authentic, bold taste.
Okay.
So they did changing things up.
Got it.
The gnome is the mascot named Woody.
Woody
the gnome.
Woody the gnome.
My nickname in college.
That was the name of my band. Yep. It had a contest in 1970, allowing customers to name the gnome. Jerome was chosen, but eventually changed it to Woody.
Yeah.
Wood. I get one. Wood barrels.
Yeah, wood barrels, I guess.
All right.
It's a stretch, but I'll take it.
Okay. A&W Beverages dropped the mascot during its ownership of the brand. Woody has since returned.
But they kept that goofy bear, but they dropped Woody the gnome.
They bought down A&W. That's like we're only one brand can have a goofy sidekick.
Gnomes versus bears.
But he's back. Woody's back. So Vernors once was available in kegs.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. But and the manufacturing was eventually moved. We talked about that. But you used to be able to drive up and get kegs for parties. You used to be able to drive to the bottler.
Now, I remember driving to the town club bottling plant and picking out flavors for the Christmas for like the different 2 rocks.
And that was like returnables. It was like the
bottles.
Only people that did returnables at the time.
I want 3 grape, 6 orange.
But you can use it now. We mixed a cocktail with it, but you can mix it with other people. Cook with Vernors.
Oh yeah.
Aretha
coming
Franklin
up on Easter, people like pour it over hams because it adds sticky, the sweetness, and and a little bit of the spiciness to dishes. A Boston cooler.
Well, doesn't get much better than that.
Ice cream,
vanilla ice cream, and Vernors.
Since childhood.
Yeah, so a Vernors float. It's 2 scoops in a glass, or you can blend it up either way.
Yeah, those rules are their recipe's loosely interpreted. It's ice cream and Vernors. Throw it together.
So there's a bar, a speakeasy downtown, where you can do a Detroit Brown. It combines Vernors, bitters, and Crown Royal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but you said, Augie, when you were in your bartending days there, which aren't actually over.
I still dabble.
It's
more of a hobby than a job now.
It's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, wait, I'm bartending again. Yeah. You had a couple cocktails, Detroit cocktails.
Yes, very specific. Like
Vernors.
And a variation of what we're drinking now. I had a buddy who always came in, drank CC and Vernors, and he called it the old man. And that's actually is a recipe. He did it with lime, kind of like we're doing it right now, but we're doing it with bourbon. And then my buddy Christos always drank CC, Canadian Club, which of course is made on the Detroit River, right? Vernors and bitters, and we called that the Detroit River.
Okay.
So
like
a Detroit River.
Vernors and CC's is an old man.
Yeah.
And then Vernors, CC, and bitters, Detroit River.
It's Detroit River. Yeah. And that's a local thing. I don't know.
Did you put bitters in these, man?
I did. I gave you 5.
Yeah.
Did you give it 5?
You did bitters and the lime.
Yeah.
So, all right, gentlemen, cheers.
Cheers.
What are you getting on this?
Well, we are using a Wild Turkey 101. When I mix bourbon with Vernors, I tend to only mix the high end ones, the 101s. If I got good bourbon, I ain't mixing it with something,
Right.
But during COVID, when sometimes all you could get was that $25 bottle of 101 Wild Turkey or Old Forester, whatever's on the shelf.
Right.
That tastes much better with either Diet Vernors or Vernors, depending on how much of the bourbon flavor you want to still get. As soon as you put the lime in there, a little bit of that goes away anyway. Now you're drinking a refreshing summer cocktail out of this, and then you don't even know this is a 101.
Yeah, no. I think I would, because that makes it a mule. When you get the lime, it really turns it into a mule for me. If it didn't have the lime in it, I would be like super okay with. I think I may do another short one. Who am I kidding?
Without the lime?
I might.
I
will most likely be doing another one
without
a little shorter minus the lime. Because I was thinking about doing a cherry forward one, and because I brought cherry bitters, and then we got the nice Luxardo cherries over there.
Right.
Any excuse to get Luxardo cherries and
dip a little, just kind of dip a little of the Luxardo cherry sauce in there along with it, and then dashes of cherry bitters.
It's you coming up with ideas over there.
I was gonna try that, but I was like, we'll just go with what we know here. But I'm digging this. So Did your family have it? If you're not feeling good, if you got an upset tummy,
absolutely,
drink some Vernors.
They'd warm it up.
Myth
to warm it up and flatten it.
Still to this
myth
day,
or fact. And when he formulated it, that was one of the reasons for it. It was out of a pharmacy.
It was medicinal.
So your mom, your grandmother probably told you drink Vernors when you have a upset tummy. Michigans like to drink it hot with lemon juice to alleviate a sore throat and a cough.
We warm up Vernors. Yeah.
But it cannot actually cure an upset stomach, according to this article. Everything in the mitten. I don't know. I'll tell you where I got this article from. The original formula was made to soothe digestive issues and gastric discomfort because the ginger content worked for that purpose. Current formula changes over the years. Science says there isn't quite enough ginger in it now to have many anti-inflammatory soothing properties that it used to have. But it's still just a nice drink to do. So
I still do it to this day. If I kind of feel wonky or what have you, I'll have a can of Vernors, not from the fridge,
but it
room temperature.
It's kind of sugary. Pops or sodas are sugary. Pop are sugary. So it does add sugar, which actually doesn't help either of those conditions.
It's all mental at this point.
It doesn't offer a whole lot of hydration either. But what are you gonna do? Vernors collectibles are crazy.
My parents have a little display in the basement.
Do they?
They have their little shelf of my dad's Vernor stuff with the old bottles and old crates and stuff that looks like it's old, but it ain't even close to old. It's like the Etsy quality Vernors collection, but it looks good.
Yep.
Fair.
So it's looking like Vernors is available in up to 33 states. Not at the same time though.
Well, I did find it like last time I was in Virginia. We found it.
So no, on this article that I was reading, which now I closed the tab and I have no idea who I'm referring to. Credit where credit is due. No, it's all about the mitten. I got too many bloody tabs.
I do enjoy flavored vodka, like a lemon or a lime.
Yeah. In
a Vernors as well. I haven't tried like the raspberries or the blueberries, but I'll do a lemon or lime vodka in ginger ale. And I will do that. You'll catch me doing that every once in a while on a warm summer day.
Oh, here it is. And I found it. AwesomeMitten.com. That's where this information came from. AwesomeMitten.com. It doesn't give a byline. It just says the Awesome Mitten team. So thank you, Awesome Mitten, for all the awesome information. But yeah, no, that's where I extracted all those little tidbits from. There's a nice article. It'll be linked down in the comments.
All right.
But so that's a little bit about Vernors, mixing it up with bourbons, making a man cave mule.
Yeah, I mean it is.
That's it. Just call it a man cave mule.
Yeah,
you could see yourself crushing this on the patio. Mixing this up while the kids are running around the yard at the graduation party.
I'm not particularly fond of mules with ginger beer.
Yeah, I gotten away from them because of the sweet, the overly sweet. It's like a sugar burn, not a ginger burn. I get from most of the ginger beers out there.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about it. At least.
Yeah, I just I gravitate towards, I'll get Jameson's and ginger, a little lime in it, or I'll do a bourbon with ginger.
See, I would probably do this probably one time, but right after I'm done mowing the grass or done with some yard work or what have you.
Yeah,
just one, and then gravitate to
this is
something
one of the
else.
ones that you could drink while you're cleaning your house naked.
Are you a fly on the wall in my home?
I think you did tell that story a couple weeks ago. But,
wow.
But,
dude,
I do.
You don't know me.
Yeah, I did. I do plenty. And that when I used to be a Canada Dry mixer.
Yeah.
And I just I found it to get a little light. And Diet Canada Dry was better before it became the sugar-free Canada Dry or whatever they call it.
Oh. Sure.
Or the one. Yeah, it's zero sugar. That's what I call it, zero sugar.
I
don't know if the formula is any different, but I just went right to the Vernors after that for the flavors. Yeah,
didn't pass go, didn't collect $200.
It just didn't work, and Schweppes and Seagram's, it's right out. They don't even take out. Is this the flavor of ginger ale?
Like, at this point,
if that, it's bad.
Because Vernor still has that bite, and that's what people look for when they drink. They want that. They want nose hair to kind of get that feeling of, oh, I know I'm going to be drinking Vernors here in a second. Not sure how many times I've gone to drinking Vernors and it hits me in a specific spot in my nostrils, but it kind of makes me,
yeah, it'll get you. All right, now I'm doing up another.
I see that 6. You want a lime?
No, that's the point. I'm doing it minus lime. Can I get the stir?
You can definitely get the stir.
So now I'm doing it a second time around here.
Wow, that's very bitter forward.
And
you changed the color profile.
Yeah,
of that
you
one.
did.
Did you do a cherry?
No, I just did the regular bitters.
It's an Angostura mule. That's what that is.
Yeah. So without the lime.
Mm-hmm.
And a little more bitter forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Need a lime?
No. Well, my next one's going to be lime free as well, because I know that changes what you taste out of this is a 101 bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's lost. It's lost in the flavors
between
with all the lime and
between the lime and
the way that Matt fists the lime. I'm surprised you even tasted any
fists.
Yeah, you fisted a lime.
Yeah, I fisted.
No, this is it. This is going to be the cocktail minus the lime. I'll do it bitters, and then I'm going to throw the cherry on it.
All right.
I was just following. I was just following directions. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, you were. All right.
You heard him. I thought he wanted me to put a whole lime of juice into this thing.
No, you goofball.
Into this.
You goofball. All right. So I'm going no lime. There's that bartender's 2 ounces.
Yeah.
It's a 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait. What? Where was I?
5. All right. There you go. Yeah. Fill them up.
I asked for a straw. You don't have any, but you have toothpicks.
I got toothpicks.
That's
for the delivery of drink foods.
Yep.
That I can't get out of the bloody container. There we are.
There you go. So you're toothpicking your cherries. Good luck with it. Oh, there you got one.
Where's the bitters? Oh, bitters is out of reach.
I got it.
It's a real exciting recipe listed off podcast.
No, if you're at home and you're watching, grab a Vernors, grab some bourbon, pick your poison, and mix it up with us.
And I am absolutely doing this with Sardo cherries because they're just so darn good.
And Jamie, what is the consensus?
Yep, this is the cocktail. This is this is the Man Cave double barrel Motor City.
So we're
cocktail.
Skipping the citrus and going with cherry bitters and cherry.
Yeah.
So it's going to taste a little bit like that blackberry. Is it blackberry Vernors that came out, right?
Yeah, that was actually the first time they came out with a new recipe of Vernors in decades.
Did you put bitters in yours already?
I did.
Okay.
What I can't do is get these damn toothpicks.
I know.
Freaking hole. Whoever invented this crap.
I know.
No, it was actually a big thing.
Of course, it opens right up for you.
And that black cherry Vernors, that was only available in Michigan.
The black cherry was it blackberry? I forget.
I think it was blackberry. Yeah, it was blackberry. I think it was a blackberry. I'll look it up real quick.
Was it on a limited run?
Yeah, it was a limited run, but only available in Michigan.
It wasn't bad, but I couldn't do more than one of them. It was
Right.
one was fine. I think if I was mixing it with vodka, it'd probably be I might have a second. Put it that way.
Well, if you're mixing it, you can always go for a second. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, that's the cocktail there. So we're gonna have we have a. I don't know if you guys know this or not.
No, I don't. What's
But
up?
there's a Man Cave Happy Hour cocktail recipe book coming out.
Is there really?
Well, it's more of a PDF.
I was gonna say, did the Flavor Journal pop in and help us out with that?
It'll be available soon. So it's but yeah, so it'll be people get that when they sign up for our mailing list. I got to create a mailing list too. What? There's a mailing list?
There's a mailing list.
There is?
I'm gonna need more ice.
Yeah.
Oh, that is definitely. Well, I'm not gonna say it's better. Yeah, it is. It's a different thing though. Like I wouldn't make this one sitting on the hot day. I would make this one at a bar.
Yeah.
This is one I would order and sit down
Dinner.
and like
Or
in place of a Manhattan
After dinner
something
drink.
like that. Yeah. That's lovely.
I go heavy on the bitters, so this is very, very bitter. But that was their critique when I was looking up recipes to augment and change and try to customize for us. It was saying that ginger ale at Vernor's is going to be sweeter than even ginger beer. And it was funny, you were saying that the reason you don't like mules is they got some of them got too sweet for you.
They got too saccharine. Like I tasted it was a sugar burn and not a ginger burn.
Right.
I've seen those ginger ones. I've had Goya makes a good
Mhm.
it's not as you can see through it. It's not just sugar, concoctions.
Yeah.
The Stoli, I think, was the best of the ginger beers. I thought, and that's the one that no one ever likes because it didn't taste all super sugary.
You poked in the jib with your toothpick there?
I did not.
Oh,
But that's actually
you're smiling. You're smiling.
Yeah, it's a tasty treat, is what that is.
It is. It's pleasurable. So so the Man Cave Happy Hour
.com.
double barrel Motor City cocktail. That's
It's
what
no
this-
longer a mule. 'cause
No,
there's
we took
no
we
lime.
took the lime out.
That's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Excellent.
So yeah, I wanted to focus on the soda a little bit and a little Detroit thing, and it's reportedly
Refutedly.
the oldest cocktail, the oldest
Ginger ale.
ginger ale, the
I'll tell you,
oldest.
I will take it as a mixer over a ginger beer all summer long, all the time.
Yeah.
I just think it's better with vodkas or with bourbons, especially these high octane ones.
You went back to the lime in yours?
Yeah, I put the limes in there too. They were sitting there, looked lonely. They've already been juiced out, just a garnish now.
Yeah, well, I mean, because we actually squoze like a quarter ounce at least into each one, along with,
as August said, I fisted. Actually.
You did. That was. I hope you guys all got to see what he did with that lime.
It was
poor lime.
That poor lime. It was used in a.
I could not remain silent. I interrupted Jamie in the middle of his good story. He's reading, and I'm like, "What are you doing to that poor lime?"
So, we're enjoying these in our lovely, wonderful Firebird Tavern rocks glasses and pint glasses.
Yes.
So yeah, that's if you go back an episode, you can hear the or episode or two, the Firebird Tavern guys.
Yes.
Owen and
Tony.
Owen and Tony. Thank you guys for the barware for the Man Cave Happy Hour Studios. Appreciate that.
Fantastic.
Mixes well. They're working there.
I'll tell you what, those guys had a blast.
Not leaking.
They had a blast at that podcast.
Mhm.
We hung out with Owen a little bit. We went down to Hamtramck and spent a little more time out than we expected to. But he was all smiles, man. He was glad he did it, and he's excited about his product, man.
A part of me wishes I had gone. A bigger part of me is happy I didn't go because even myself that next morning I was not in good shape at just being here in the studio. So I can only imagine what you guys got up to on Thursday night.
That was it. Lots of trouble.
It sounds like fun.
If your after party consists of more than one stop, you're getting into trouble, and it did. But
was there a pirate ship involved?
No, believe it or not. So Gar. All right, that's cool. That's all I had on Vernor's. That was it. Man.
That's all you need. Mix Vernors with stuff and things, and it's delicious.
Mhm.
That's it. So we'll have the recipe posted in the comments. I'll solidify the actual name of the cocktail.
Yeah, we'll do a survey. Give us your
And,
ideas of what we should call this.
What do you think
What
call
should
it?
Vernor whiskey and bitters be called?
101 whiskey.
Yes.
Man Cave 101.
101 bourbon, yeah. Because we already have the old man. It's this, the CC and the Crown Royal.
Yep.
That's the old man of the Detroit
Mhm.
River. 101 bourbon. It's a little more.
Well, and with the double barrel Motor City, right? So I was gonna bring some from Motor City Gas. I was gonna bring one of the bourbons,
Ooh.
but the only one I had from
Oh,
Motor
happy
City
birthday
Gas.
to Rich. His birthday was just yesterday.
Oh crap!
Happy birthday, Rich.
Yeah, love that place. They weren't open today, so I couldn't stop. And the only thing I had on the shelf was their the one called Loch Ness. Or the Loch Ness or Ness.
That's their
Loch Ness.
That's their version of Irish.
It was very peaty.
Very peaty, yes.
It was almost it was akin to Scotch, and I know August doesn't love the
Scotch is like I tune right out.
and I'm like it's nice if you like that peat. It's very peaty. It's very nice. But I'm like that's too flavorful
Right.
for what we're trying to do and trying to work with the Vernors. So but I had brought the Coppercraft too. I was gonna maybe use the Coppercraft, but Augie called up the Wild Turkey, so Wild Turkey it was.
Wild Turkey it is.
And that is absolutely a holdover from my COVID drinking days when you just wanted more bang for your buck. And I went with the Wild Turkey or the Old Forester 101.
Yep.
That you could get at the Kroger and mixed it with ginger ale.
So the COVIDian timeline kind of reared its ugly head again for you.
So
Something like that.
I love
yes.
how he got through COVID. You're telling us stories, and there's a little meme today. It's a little kid and the dad in a car, and the kid turns to dad and says, "How did you get through COVID?" He said, "I drank a shit ton of bourbon, son." And the kid looks at him and goes, "Legend."
Wow.
So there you go. Hopefully we can create some more legends as we move through the Man Cave Happy Hour. Lots more to come. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.
Please.
Wearingfunny.com. You can get some cool Detroit shirt Todd's, or this one comes from Wearing Funny.
Where the mix
my-
is perfect.
Our former guests.
Up.
the
Track
guys from
some
the
meat.
meadery. Yeah, the meadery.
Man.
Yeah.
Supporting their action. Where's your swag today, Matt?
In my pants.
Yeah.
All
All right.
right, but
All
like,
right.
subscribe, leave a comment, all those podcast things in all the podcast places. mancavehappyhour.com. And thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for being along, gentlemen. Thanks for
Cheers.
being here.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Cheers. He's Jamie Flanagan,
I'm Matt Fox.
and I'm still August Gitschlag.
See ya.